Hey folks, just coming back with another video. I started one a little bit ago and the camera went off on me. It actually overheated. It's hot out here, so my phone got a little overheated and the video stopped. But was just coming back to complete the update here on our chestnut plantings here in Frankston, Texas. And I've walked the whole place, my wife and I, well, on one side of it actually. And I'm pretty impressed and glad to see that we've had some pretty good success, high success rate of seedlings that was direct seeded here in March, the end of February, early March. And so this time of year, usually in July, if they're not going to make it, they've usually withered and burnt up. But everything's done well. It's still growing. Actually, within the last couple of weeks, we've had a good bit of rain. We went nearly a month with no rain, and then high temps in the 90s. So a couple of weeks ago, we started getting a little bit of rain over the course of a few days. And here a couple of days ago, I mean, we must have got 3 or 4 inches in this area. And I mean, everything's doing great. Now, this is a tree, or one of the cultivars, and I didn't get to label this because I stuck it in an ant bed just to see what would happen. I did this a couple of years ago, and the seedlings actually thrive and the critters don't get them. They won't go and dig in the ant bed to dig up that chestnut. So this is one of the cultivars, and it's a couple of Japanese, European, Chinese that I got from Michael Nave. And I got a lot of them at home, but I planted a lot of them out here on the property, and some are doing, well, most of them out here on the property are doing excellent. The ones back home in the pots, those were more European. I must have lost about 7 or 8 of those. Root rot, a lot of rain, wet soil, and high temps, and a lot of European chestnuts don't do well in the south here in the U.S. But when I planted them in the ground, then a lot of these have done excellent out here on the property. You know, a lot of them have gotten some height on them, and so I got starting to get a good little variety of chestnuts. Down here, a little lower down this hill, on the side of this hill, it's hard to tell that this is a hill in this video, but it's a pretty good walk down. But I got a lot of, I got some Cheryl chestnuts down here. I believe the percentage of them is like 60-something% American, but they're American, Japanese, Chinese. And I got these from Dunn Kinds. Let me see if I can get down here and get a couple. I had a big one up on the hill over there, and the dadgum pigs keep running through here, and they kept knocking the cage over that I had around it, and they broke the tree, so I think they killed that one. But got some smaller ones over here that are doing well. Like I said, these got a pretty good percentage of American, and this one I planted out here last year, and they've done pretty well. And I got quite a few of these Cheryls out here growing on the place. And down in the bottom, I won't walk the whole place again. I've kind of worn myself out walking 33 acres. Might not sound like a lot, but you get out here, walk around on it, and this is kind of hilly land out here. It'll wear you out, and it's about 93, 94 today. But we got a good variety of chestnuts down here, but down lower, down the hill, I got like some 74% Americans, and I got a few pure Americans that I got from Fred Hebert with the New York chapter of the American Chestnut Foundation. And so they're actually doing well here in Northeast Texas. We get enough rainfall, and of course, you know, in this area we got native Ozark and Allegheny chinkapin here in East Texas. More Northeast Texas, kind of where we are. We're on the fringes, on the outskirts of where Ozark chinkapins grow. And we got some natural growing trees about 7 minutes from here on a couple of landowners' properties. But anyway, just another shot of some of my bigger trees. These were Dunstans, and they're pretty dadgum tall. And quite a few birds on them this year. So we'll get a lot of nuts on all of these Dunstans this fall. And like I said, most of these trees out here, these have been out here probably about 6-7 years. And I've been getting nuts on some of these bigger trees for a while. I got some nuts for the first time on some of the 4-year-old trees that are growing up back over here. So I don't have probably my best harvest yet. It's nothing compared to what we'll be getting in the future when the trees are pretty big. But for young trees and the number that I have growing, you know, we'll get a pretty good number of nuts this fall. And in the future, in the next 4 or 5 years, I have an even better variety with some of the cultivars like Gillette and some of the, and Jenny and some of the others that I have out here. Got some that were probably growing slow. I may try grafting on in the fall. Well, in the winter, February, going into March. I may try to do some grafting on some of them. But most of these out here in this area are doing pretty good. Like I said, I just went through on the other side. It looks pretty thick back there. And I got a lot of direct seeded chestnuts back there, a bunch of them. I don't know how many chestnuts I got on our place, but I went through with the loppers and cutting some of the trees, some of the competition, just so my trees would get, some of the younger trees would get sunlight, but they're still doing pretty good. So I'll come up here from time to time. I let them grow up with the wild trees because they'll compete and they'll shoot up with the rest of them. But periodically, if they're getting choked out, I'll come up here and cut down some of the honeysuckle and other things that grow up around them that try to outcompete them, and just come up here with the loppers and just cut a hole where they can get some sunlight. But like I said, this is my method. Hope to get a good retirement crop later on the other side of the property. Hope to get a good stand of Ozark chinkapins for the wildlife. But these out here, the chestnuts, this is something, you know, I'm into now, and I would like to have a cash crop in the future. So I plant as much as I can on here. Over the years, I probably cut out some of the other trees just to make room, because I mean, I got so many chestnuts growing out here, and I got a lot of them at home that I'll be planting out later, that I know I'm going to have to start making room after a while. So some of the oak, some of the ash, some of the hackberries, some of that stuff I had to come out just to make room for some of the others that I have planted. But like I said, my goal is to get a big stand of various chestnuts growing over here, and we're off to a good start. Like I said, already getting nuts. Got the direct seed, my method with the direct seed, and it's been pretty good and successful for me. And though it's not as well maintained as it could be, you know, my goal in the future is to actually move out here to reestablish the old homestead, build it up, and actually move back out to the country, and we'll be maintaining it. So and at that time we have big nice trees and some good production. So like I said, right now in the meantime, while I'm working and living in Houston, this is what I do up here on the place. We started out doing it for wildlife, but I have a particular part of the property is just all native stuff, and the Ozark chinkapins are what I'm planting for wildlife, and these chestnuts is going to be something that me and my family could enjoy and then also benefit from. I'll bring you another update, probably bring you a fall update when it comes time in a couple of months to come harvest some chestnuts. I'm going to probably do another video up on the hill on the other side of the property, see how the Ozark chinkapins and the American hazels are doing. And that'll be my last summer update up until I get ready to start doing some planting and harvesting in September and October. All right, thanks for watching.